Welcome to a brand new week. We are not a math channel. I think we are technically 8 weeks out from the show here in a couple days. I'll let you guys do the math on that. May 10th minus whatever day today is. But we've gotten our check-ins done. I took a little clip to show you guys from a side view what that looks like. Did measurements. Waist is looking good so far. Yeah, go home, eat, shower, get on with work. So I don't know how much recording I'm gonna do. I pretty much do the same thing every day, so you guys have seen some of it. I'm gonna do a little talking about stats at some point, but yeah, I will. If something interesting happens, I'll keep you guys posted. But until then, bye. Saturday. It's been a couple of days since my last check-in with you guys. Sam went to the grocery store on our behalf on Thursday, and devastating occurrence, there was no egg whites. We go to a couple of different stores to get our food because we're kind of picky on some of our stuff, and none of them had egg whites. I was willing to pay a little bit more if they were at the second store, but they weren't. So for anyone that knows me, knows that I don't really like to drink my calories, so I try to avoid protein powders and anything that's in kind of a liquid form. I get a little bit from some almond milk that I put in my coffee in the morning, but in general, I don't like to drink my calories. I feel a lot more full throughout the day on the calories that I am allowed to have if I eat them. So egg whites are kind of a staple in my diet at any given time. I have 8 cartons in the fridge, so we're going to go check a couple of stores today and see if anyone's got any egg whites. If the whole state is out, then I'm kind of SOL and I'm going to have to use protein powder, but I'm kind of hoping that someone has egg whites today. And after that, probably run over to the bookstore and pick up some educational material for some other stuff I'm working on. But hopefully someone has some egg whites because I'm completely out. And that's kind of one of the most important things in my diet for protein and volume. So I'll check in with you guys after that. If I can't find anything, then I'll come up with a contingency plan. I'll let you guys know what I'm going to do. But all right, I'll see you in a few hours maybe. All right, bye. Oh my God. These peanuts are packed with protein. Look at that. 8 grams for 15 fat. Packed. Good news, guys. The crisis has been averted. Look at all these egg whites. That was almost terrible. I had to buy every single egg white they had at Walmart. There was quite a bit of eggs there, all for like an unreasonable amount of money. And then they had 6 cartons of egg whites. So I bought them all. And now I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do next week or the week after when we run out again, because it's probably going to be the same thing all over again. Well, we made it to the end of the week. Promised I would talk to you about stats, so here we are. I think that when I was first starting off trying to figure out what weight and what measurements and stuff I wanted to try and shoot for when we did my first preps, it was kind of difficult to find what other people's measurements and stuff like that were. So something that I think might be helpful to a new competitor or maybe just someone that's curious would be if I just told you my weight measurements, gave you an example of what I looked like. And so I think I'll just throw those up on the screen right now. My 2 front poses from my competitions I did last year. I'm just for Comparison's sake, I'm 5'10". Both pictures I have a 27.5-inch waist, and I weighed in at roughly 140. Now you're gonna notice that I look a little bit different between the two pictures. We fine-tuned my posing for the second show, which is me in the black shorts. I'll put that picture on the right. But yeah, so these are my two. These are August 31st, 2024 and September 14th, 2024. So those were the two shows I did last year. Now I guess for measurements of where I started that prep versus kind of some key points along the way until we get to now is I started my first prep in June of 2024. The waist I measured was 30.5 inches, and I weighed in at 157 pounds. Now compare that to where I ended these shows in end of August, 27.5-inch waist, 140 pounds. It's a 3-inch drop in waist and a a 17-ish pound drop in weight. So here are those two check-in photos, and maybe I'll just throw all 4 of my check-in photos. So June, August, and then September check-in photo were all 3 from my first prep. And then just last week, beginning of March, my starting check-in photo with a waist of 29 inches, and I weighed in at 153 pounds. So currently up 1.5 inches on my waist, and 13 pounds. So all in all, I'd say that that's not horrible for where I'm starting prep. I think we're going to try and get down to around 145 pounds and try and shoot for that 28-inch waist. So really the goal for this one is to come in a little heavier than I did for those 2 shows. I didn't really have enough time to build that much muscle because September was, 6 months ago? So realistically, maybe a pound of muscle in there, but probably not that much. We're just hoping that because of how lean I was for those shows, that if we just add a little bit of fat weight in between, that I won't come in as lean, but it will help with how my size looks. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm probably going to put those pictures on screen and have the numbers underneath it, so if you a little bit easier to conceptualize what I'm talking about. But yeah, all in all, I was pretty happy with last season. Hoping to be happier with this season. I guess we'll see what I look like on stage, all tan and down a few more pounds, but I think we're right on the right path, and we're gonna probably diet for a couple more weeks, and then we will try and coast in for the last 3 weeks to a month and see how that plays out. But yeah, I think next week I'll talk a little bit about what my food situation is, macros, talk about the sorts of things that I eat during the week. Yeah, that's probably the bigger part of prep, is talking about food. So that'll be a very exciting vlog to do. But yeah, if you guys, I don't know if I'm showing the types of things that you guys like to watch, but if you have any feedback, want to see anything specific, let me know. If anything, I'm adaptable, so just anything you want to see, I will be happy to take feedback. And yeah, I guess we will call it there. So we will catch you in the next one. Bye.